Hey, my lovely YouTubers, welcome back to the Pretty Fearless podcast with me, your host, Morgan Tracy J. I am super excited about today's message because guess what, girl? Today we are talking all about quarter four. If you don't know what quarter four is, that is what we're in right now to the end of the year. So we have October, November, December. We have 3 months to go before the year is up. And this is technically called quarter four. And so today I am wanting to encourage you about quarter four and how you can still use this next 3 months, now until then, to finish out some of the projects and the things you've been putting off. Because girl, let me tell you, God is not finished with you yet. The year is not up yet. And there are certain things that in 2025 you are supposed to accomplish. There are certain things in 2025 you're supposed to get done. You're supposed to have completed, okay? So that is why I'm coming for you today. We are talking all about quarter four. If you're new here, sis, I would love for you to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube family. Also, our podcast is on Apple and Spotify. Be sure you to leave us any review so you can be in the running for some Fearless merch. Okay, sis, like I said, this is quarter four. And I don't know what you've been doing in quarter one, two, halftime, quarter three, but we're in quarter four, okay? So that means there is something you gotta get done. And I love saying fourth quarter because if you're like in sports and stuff, basketball, fourth quarter is where you go in. Fourth quarter is where you have to finish strong. Fourth quarter is where it really, really matters. It mattered in quarter one, quarter two, but fourth quarter is you're down to the wire. So it don't matter how tired you are. It don't matter how much you say, oh, I can't get this done. Fourth quarter is where you put it all on the line. Fourth quarter is where you have to finish out this game and you got to complete it. You're going to finish out on top or the bottom. And so I'm coming today because I want to encourage you for this fourth quarter. You're in quarter four, sis, and it is time to go back to the beginning of the year and the things that you set your mind to do, the things you said you were going to get accomplished. It is time to look at those and be real with yourself and reflect on why you haven't accomplished some of those things, okay? Now, I will say this, though. There are some dreams and some goals that cannot be done in 1 year. Let's be real. Some goals take time. I remember when I started YouTube, I wanted to hit like 100,000 in my first year. It took me like 3 to 4 years to even hit the first 50,000. Okay, let me be honest. It took me a while. So there were some dreams that I wanted in that 1 year, but I realized it just wasn't meant at that time. So I had to just put in that work. I had to get the reps in. So the key here is though, even if the dreams don't get accomplished in the year frame that you gave it, you still should be getting the reps in. You still should be riding towards it, working towards it, putting in that work, whatever that is. So if the book was, I want to get my book launched this year, but let's say you didn't get it launched, but at least the book got done. Did it get done? Right? That is the goal, sis. You want to complete the things you set out to complete this year. Okay, so I did this like bingo card for myself at the end of last year to set up for early this year. The top 3 things on that first was lose 20 pounds. Okay, I lost 31. Amen. Also, another thing was to become a Bible app partner. Became that. Another thing was to get married, which I was already engaged, so I knew like that was next, but I definitely wanted to do it this year in 2026 or 2025. So that's what I did. So I put goals on this list. Now, there are still some goals, you guys. I remember I wanted to get a podcast deal, but I did want to launch my podcast. So that was a part of this year's goals, and I launched it. But I wanted to get a podcast deal, and I hadn't got that yet. But that's okay. But as long as I'm uploading and I'm putting in the reps, I'm getting closer to that vision. Amen. And so that's what I want to encourage you. Quarter four is not always just about getting to the goal, but it's actually putting in the reps to get you to the goal. Sometimes we are so afraid to do things in pieces. And I've talked about that recently, how God had to show me in this season of my life, I had to be okay with getting things done and accomplished in pieces. I had to be okay with paying off debt in pieces. I had to be okay with getting a video shot and edited in pieces and maybe not get to do the whole thing in one day like I used to do when I was single, living on my own and not working a job. I could shoot the video, get it edited, get it uploaded all in one day and it'd be up there on YouTube ready for going live in one day. I can't do it like that anymore. I have to do it in pieces. And so that is some part of my life this season is I have to have peace with the pieces. And I want to encourage you with that too. With quarter four, it is okay that you have to do things in pieces. You have to get some of the stuff, you have to get the half of the book written in pieces. You have to get some of the debt paid off in pieces. You got to get certain things done in pieces. And that is okay. And I need you to have peace with that because there are so many of us that won't start things. We won't do things because we're afraid to do it in pieces. We won't send the email because we're afraid to get the blessing in pieces. We won't launch the product because we're afraid to see the progress in pieces. But sometimes it's the pieces that are going to lead you to the big thing. It's the pieces of the ministry, little pieces here and there, that has led us to bigger things. And even right now, there are pieces I'm dealing with our next event and stuff like that I'm like, man, I wish I could just snap my fingers and it all be done. But reality is I got to do it in pieces. And quarter four says the pieces are key. Be willing to do things in pieces. One of the things on my 2025 goals list was to revamp my office space. And honestly, the truth of the matter is I just didn't get it done. And so I started to realize that I was trying to tackle every part of this office at one time. And I had to realize I had to take it a room at a time. So the first thing we revamped was our back closet because that was necessary. That needed to be organized. That needed to be structured. And then I went from my back office to my personal office because that needed a upgrade. That was looking a mess. And I was not really working in there that much because it was all disorganized. So now I'm working on another part. With that being said, ladies, that I had to even realize some of my goals revamping this office had to be done in pieces, right? You may have a whole idea to upgrade your home, but you have to take it a piece at a time, right? You might have to first work on the backsplash and then the small bathroom and then the paint color and whatever. You have to take it a piece at a time. And so I'm here to tell you quarter four is about the pieces. Pay attention to what the piece is in your hand. Don't look at all the other pieces like, oh gosh, now I got to figure out how I'm going to get this installed. How are we going to do this? How are we going to? Don't worry about all those pieces. Worry about the first piece in your hand. What can you do with what you have in your hand? Focus on that. Because as a ministry founder girl, as a YouTuber, as a wife right now, as a working woman, there are a lot of pieces I'm holding. And sometimes I feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I feel like I've got way too many pieces and I'm just one person. And then I have to stop and have to breathe. I have to stop and have to release those pieces and I have to realize, Morgan, what piece is in your hand right now? Yeah, there's a lot to do, but you can edit this video. You can shoot this message. That piece is what you can do. We'll focus on the next pieces, but we got to deal with this piece right here before us. So, ladies, quarter four is the pieces are key. Don't try to tackle on the whole puzzle. Take one piece at a time. Also, like I said, I want you to reflect. Reflect on the goals that you put on your plan this year. Go back and look at those. If you did not make one, that's okay. Think about what's a really great goal you would like to accomplish before the year is up. But if you do have a goals list or a vision board or whatever, go take a look at that. Sit there, think, reflect. What is one goal that I could that if I reached by the end of the year would really bless me, bless my life, make me feel accomplished? What's just one? But then let's go to small things. What is one small goal that if I got done by the end of the year, it would really make my life a little easier? What if that's just organizing your closet? What if that's getting that backsplash up finally that you already bought and it's laying on the floor waiting on you? What if it's that? What if it's just calling around and getting an estimate for the thing you've been thinking about? What if it's that? No matter what it is, sis, I would like you to look at some small goal you could reach before now until the end of the year. And then look at one of the bigger goals that if you really did that, it would really bless your life. Like it would really shift some things for you. Look at both of those and then make a plan. Make a plan. Some of these things may really be out of your control, like marriage or something, but some other stuff like, oh man, I really want to lose the weight or I really want to hit a certain amount of money or I want to get the project done that I've been working on, like the book or something. Some of these things just require a plan and action, honestly. Just a plan and action. Some of the issue though is we have a lot of plans, but we don't have a lot of action. I'm that girl, okay? I can make a good plan and then life will happen and that plan is sitting on the desk. So the key here is that make the plan, but keep the plan with you. Keep it before you. Know what you're working towards. Know what you got to get done. Keep the plan before you. So sis, you're in the fourth quarter, and I know you're tired. I know you're exhausted. I know that you've went through things this year that you didn't think you would go through, but I know you went and overcame some things this year that you overcame and you feel strong about and you feel better about. I know there's still some things that feel heavy. There's still things you're figuring out right now. But this is your fourth quarter. So my goal is that you don't let up. You don't stop early. You don't quit right before you get to the finish line. You don't say, oh, well, that goal is just going to have to get added to next year because I just can't. No. You push. You push yourself. You take action. You really show up for yourself. Not for them or him or her, but you do it for you because it's something that you set out to do. You push yourself and say, you know what? By the end of the year, this book, this blog, this video, this chapter, this message, this project, this weight, this goal, whatever will be accomplished by the end of the year. And I got to remind you that sometimes we push things off and give them a deadline further out when it really doesn't take all that time. I've had to learn that over and over and over in the ministry. That there are some things that I tell myself, it's going to take 3 months. It's going to take 6 months. And God can do it in 2 weeks. When he just gives me the plan and I actually take action. I take action. There were seasons of my life where I thought certain things was going to take me a long time. And it happened so quick. But then there were other things that I thought would take me quick. And it took me so long because of my own insecurities and my own limitations. So what I want to tell you today is quit thinking that the resources, more money, more followers, more people, more help will change it for you. It won't. It's your discipline that will change it. It's your work ethic. It's how much you're willing to show up for you in this fourth quarter. So I hope you enjoyed this message. I hope you enjoy this episode of Pretty Fearless. Hopefully it inspires you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, ladies. Stay fearless.